Oh hi, new video. It's still my birthday. I have a name tag on now though. It's the opening of the Catalyst campus. Look at their pretty logo. Ain't that nice? Hey there. It's not my birthday anymore. Damn it, lights. And I don't have a name tag on anymore. But that party just ended. It's 2 a.m. It was 5 p.m. when you saw that. And I just spent the evening with... Man, I don't even know what I can and can't talk about in this situation. And I really want to talk about it. Fuck it, like it doesn't matter, right? No one's gonna see this. I don't know if that's true, but anyway, I am super frustrated. Okay, so first of all, it was my birthday, and a couple of people canceled on me, and then a couple people I didn't get back to, and then a couple people, timing didn't work out. And so I ended up just like staying at this party and burning it to the ground. This is launch party for Catalyst Campus. And it was really fun. I met a lot of interesting people. I'm stoked to get to work with a dude named Perry who wants to build a 100-story building here in Colorado Springs. Gonna try to help him out with some visualizations and drone footage. But I stayed until the very, 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 very end of the party. And like we switched venues a couple times, ended up at a bar underground. And first of all, this is not how I wanted to spend my birthday. Like it was super cool and fascinating, and I know I was only going to get one chance in my life to do this, so I wanted to stick around for that reason. But God, if I had gotten to pick how I spent my birthday, that would not have been it. But it's okay. It's an opportunity. I'm glad I did it. The frustrating part is seeing the... no, I'll just have to tell you the story. You'll understand why it's frustrating afterward. So, I mean, like overall, things went well. Like there's not a disaster, a personal disaster coming. So like, don't worry. I know Mom will watch this. So calm down. But I suppose it just like got realer than expected. Like the main event was that a fight broke out. But what's more interesting is that, and what turned out to impact the night in the long run, is that what caused a fight to break out was someone who had been the organizing entity in loaning the Catalyst campus $200 million. Not loaning, investing $200 million in exactly one shit ton of money. The personal relationship who was responsible for loaning just a bunch of money to Catalyst campus. Not loaning, sorry. Made a move on someone who worked for the Catalyst campus and was, I mean, I don't even know how to put it. Like, that's inappropriate to begin with. But is also married, is also female, is like, it was just a bad situation. And then Army guys decided to step up and make it right by punching his lights out. And that's like, cool. It was interesting to watch that situation go down, and there are a million better ways it could have been handled, but it would be better if it didn't happen in the first place. However, I think everyone was genuinely trying to do their best, except for Sleazy Dude, who was not trying to do his best. And then the really depressing part is not even that happened and that was awful, like, because the sad fact of the matter is that happens all the damn time. Like, people with money treat people like meat, and that's shitty beyond words, and I don't think anyone knows what to do about it. So that's unrelated to my emotional state right now, because that is an unapproachable problem from my perspective. Though if you have any viable solutions to that problem, go out into the world and make it better. However, how the night transpired from that point forward, shitty thing happened, how everyone reacted to it was just awful in the worst way, in a way that I had never seen before. So, first of all, every single person that the woman tried to explain the situation to defended the guy first, trusted the guy first, and assumed that he was in the right. Then, upon determining that he was in fact an asshole, they were either violent about it or they ignored the woman completely and tried to make themselves feel better by asking her over and over again, "Are you okay?" Which, like, no, she was not. It's a shitty situation to be put in. You can't make it okay. But then, like, it's also interesting to notice that, like, everyone's reaction was just to, like, talk about their perspective and why what they did was right, and how to justify their behavior. And, like, to be honest, I don't know what I did wrong or right. I know that I did almost nothing, and so that probably wasn't the best solution. But I didn't say a lot. I just sort of watched. And that probably wasn't the best solution either. So I just got to watch this play out, and I got to talk to the female victim in the situation, who happened to be the only girl in the bar at that point with a bunch of drunk rich men, which just sounds like an awful situation to begin with. But there was a lot of, like, I have a 6-year-old daughter and I understand the plight of women, and there was a lot of, like, "Oh, we're sorry this happened, that's shitty." There was a lot of, like, "She's smarter than me, you're a really cool person, like, you're a good, genuine, we hope you're okay." And, like, I appreciate that those are all efforts to be supportive, but, like, just standing there behind her quietly, watching the situation play out in front of her, from her perspective, as far as I could tell, that all seemed really pandering. And then also, on top of that, she would, even with, like, obvious body language, like, she'd pull out her phone and say, "I'm fine," and look at her phone and swipe through apps. Anytime someone said, "Are you okay?" Like, "I'm sorry that happened. Like, I think we did the right thing. Like, that guy needed to be put in his place." She'd just be like, "Cool, I'm going to look at my phone, not going to engage in this conversation." Like, it was crazy to see the sort of coping skills she has in that situation. And I can't even imagine what was running through her mind at that point. And the worst part is that I don't know what I could have done. That's not the worst part. Obviously, there are many worse parts. Sorry, I'm just making it personal now. I didn't know what I could have done better or what could have gone differently. The only time that I really, like, she tried several times to tell these guys, "Well, actually, like, but actually, but it really seems like, here's how I felt. Like, my perspective is, actually, the way things are is, this dude is really sleazy, but there are a lot of sleazy dudes like that." And then literally every time the guys would high-five each other, or they would ignore her, or they would talk about how not all guys are like that, or they would talk about how, oh my God, it was infuriating. Those of you who are women get it. Those of you who are guys, I need you to just, like, stop in situations like this and ask questions instead of trying to make things right. Like, it's a shitty situation. You're not going to make it right in the bar that night. Like, there's no way things are going to get better. It's just a shitty situation. And, like, women are cool. They can look out for themselves. Like, they are great. I appreciate you wanting to help. But instead, ask what you could do better, because goddamn are you making fools of yourselves. Like, seriously. Just to assume that you know what someone else wants, regardless of their gender, regardless of the circumstance, or what can be done to make an uncomfortable situation right, especially if it doesn't involve you, to assume that you know that's the answer to that, makes you an ass. So stop it. Do not be an ass. Do not assume that you know what someone else wants or needs. Ask, like, just genuinely, like, hey, what could we have done better in this situation? How can we support you? What do you want right now? Like, it's not that hard. And it's not a difficult to answer question either. Like, people are usually just like, let's talk about something else. Or, I'm cool. Like, don't sweat it. Thanks for your help. Thanks for backing me up. I'd appreciate it if you listen to my perspective more. Like, don't talk over me. Don't treat me worse if I somehow cry because I have been sexually assaulted in this bar earlier tonight. Like, why is it so hard for adult people to be human beings to each other? Especially when money is involved. I just don't get it at all. That was a really good, like, lights turning off. That was well timed. I think I'm going to end my rant there. Happy birthday. Where's the handle? Nope, there's more that I need to talk about. So we're gonna just... I don't want to kill the car. Am I gonna kill the car if we... I think we're okay for now, battery-wise. Can we turn off all the accessories? I just need lights. Thank you. Yeah, that's helpful. Good thing the lights are on. So, the other thing that is relevant is that... Man, what was I going to say? Oh! Even in situations like that, it's shitty for the person who is a victim of awkward money-related sexual assault because that person is worried for their job and they can't be honest about how things are or whether or not they're okay or like whether a line was crossed or like, oh my god, I can't even begin to fathom how many times like this situation is not handled well. I just realized the door's open. It's the middle of the night. Because it just seems like there are so many interests vested in keeping people from being honest and treating each other well in a situation like this that I just can't even fathom how one would dig oneself out morally from this situation, like all parties involved. Like everyone is fucked in this situation. When someone who has money puts another person who is employed by the place you invested in an awkward sexual situation, that person can't speak up for themselves because they're paying their bills with the money from your... This is why I think employment and jobs are shit, and I won't let anybody tell me that that's insane, because the like emergent properties of having people pay necessary bills like medical expenses and rent and food and providing for their children with things that like some other human being can say like, no, you're fired, you don't have those things anymore. Like the moral implications of that are unconscionable. And I don't understand how the world continues to work like that. And I want faster than anything has ever been done to find a solution and to like not put people in such an awful shitty situation. I will never have to deal with this in my life, and it makes me angry. I can't even imagine how people who have to deal with this every single day feel. Like, holy shit. And with that, I'm now 24 years old. I'm a real adult. I get it. I have seen the world. It is not pretty. But there are no takeaways from this. That was just a rant I needed to go on. I will figure out what to do about it later. Thank you for listening. I think that's all I had to say for now. If anything else comes to mind again, I will turn the lights back on and we'll have a chat about it. Oh my, how infuriating. Okay, so women who have worked in places will watch this. Please comment below if you feel like it. You don't have to. How on earth you handle or would like a situation like this to be handled, or your thoughts on this situation, or I don't even know what to ask. Like, this is just a shitty actual situation that actually just happened in front of my eyes. Sleeping is gonna be so tricky tonight. God. I can't believe that happened. Dude, what were you thinking? Why would you put someone else in that situation? Who the hell are you? Dude.